Van Zyls Pass. Now, Van Zyl was a Dutch explorer who was the commissioner of this area in 1920. And he, with 200 Himbers, drove up from Puros, which is further south here, tried to make a route up through to the north, because it was his area. So basically, and he drove, in 1904, a Model T Ford. So one of the earliest cars that was ever made. And basically had about 200 or 300 Himbers who would clear the road for him to drive up. So we'll hear a lot about Van Zyl on this journey southwards, because he did it from south to north. When he got here, this is where he got stuck. So he got Van Zyl's Pass is the blocking route. He could go no further north, even with the clearing of the road. And this is the big sticky point of this whole route, is you can only go down the pass. You can't come up the pass. So they call Van Zyl's Pass after Van Zyl, and this is, it's a 15-kilometer stretch that tucks in between the mountains.
Is that the road out there?
No, we're on the road here. The thing that makes Van Zyl's Pass so dangerous is that you've got a cliff like this, and the path, the road is carved along the cliff. The road was actually, this road was constructed in 1965 by a group of 20 men and a group of Himbers who basically carved out this route on the side of the cliff. You can see it's got a slope here, then it goes down, then it slopes down here in 1965, and it's the only access route through. So not only is it rocky, because the problem is it's not just rocky on the edge of the cliff. The road is not level like this. The road tips like this, and you've got a big drop down here. So if you're bumping a vehicle, everybody driven in a four-wheel drive on an off-road, you know how it just sort of goes, yeah, you've got that bumpy feeling. Now you imagine at this angle and you're going, ha, 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 and you look out the window and all you can see is a drop. So every time you go over the pass, you have to literally go up and patch up the road, work out where your wheels are going to go and work out your route down. And then, and of course, once you start, you cannot stop because it's loose shale. You can see how even in four-wheel diff lock, the wheels are locking up and skidding. If you brake too much, you'll just skid off. And not every year, but every 2 or 3 years, they have to go and clear the vehicles that have rolled off the side. Now, the last time there was actually a fatality was 7 years ago when somebody rolled off and got killed. But mostly it's just the vehicle gets wrecked. And you see, as you're driving down, that is a drop down on that side. And you don't have any width because they've carved the narrowest route possible, and you've got big rocks sticking up that you have to make sure, because normally you'd put your tires on the rocks to get good grip. But if you do that, on one side, you're going to start tipping like this. So you have to pick your way carefully, and your vehicle has to have good ground clearance. Then there's a few up bits, but basically this is 15 kilometers of this. Now we've done the easy stretch at this point, and then you climb up, and of course it looks better here because if you roll off, it doesn't look like you're going to go far. Not going to hurt your vehicle then. And of course you then twist the tire. In the rainy season, it's completely inaccessible because when it's wet, you cannot drive along there. And then you'll be going along, and then there's a Himba woman just wandering around. She's off to gather water. So she's got her jerry can there, and her little bucket, and here's a trailer that got abandoned, just broke, so it just got abandoned there. And then this is Van Zyl's viewpoint.